Hi my dear students, welcome back to my class. Hope everyone are fine. Dear students, this video is dedicated for everyone who are attending SSLC 2022 board examination. And in this particular video, I am discussing about the concepts which are being discussed by the science resource person in All India Radio program for your 2022 science examination preparation. Without delaying much, I am continuing the video. Dear students, you all know that when we look at the science question paper, it may be the model question paper or the state level preparatory question paper. The question paper is divided into three parts. Physics, that is part A, chemistry is part B, and biology is part C. So today I am discussing about the part C, biology firstly. So when we look at the biology, totally 6 lessons are there. So out of 6 lessons, you are going to study only 5 lessons for your board examination. Firstly, the life process, and followed by control and coordination, how do organisms reproduce, heredity and evolution, our environment. So these are the 5 lessons which you must study for 2022 board examination. And the deleted part is the sustainable management of natural resources, which is not included for your examination. When we look at the marks allotment in the board examination, from life process lesson you can expect 6 marks, and from control and coordination lesson 6 marks, how do organisms reproduce lesson 4 marks or 5 marks, heredity and evolution lesson 6 marks, if not definitely for 5 marks, but our environment lesson is for 5 marks. So totally 27 marks will be given only from the biology part. When we look at now the next part which they have discussed in radio program is about diagrams. Dear students, in biology there are totally 8 important diagrams. All the 8 diagrams you must study, because if you practice these 8 diagrams, 6 marks will easily get into your pocket. You can easily get 6 marks to your pocket by practicing these 8 diagrams. In most of the question paper, you can see the human heart and brain is frequently asked. But I request no need to take any chance. They may also change the diagram in the final examination in 2022 board examination. So our resource person says that practice all the 8 diagrams to score 6 marks easily from biology. Moving to next, that is, we are going to now understand about the points that you have to learn from each and every individual lesson in biology. So these concepts must and should you have to learn so that you will get maximum marks from every lesson, as I said, and as our resource person also said. Starting with the life process lesson, dear students, from life process lesson, you have to focus towards autotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, we have to know about photosynthesis. What is meant by photosynthesis? Or what are the materials needed for photosynthesis? Or what are the events that occur during photosynthesis? So you have to focus about these particular concepts. When I talk about nutrition in human beings, you have to know about the glands, that is salivary glands, which releases the salivary enzyme called salivary amylase, and you want to know about the role of liver and pancreas, okay, and you also have to know about the role of HCl in the stomach. You have to know about small intestine. Why do we call the small intestine is the site of complete digestion? Apart from this, you also have to know about the respiration. So in respiration part, you have to learn about the differences between breathing and respiration, and breakdown of glucose into pyruvate. And also you must learn what are the products released during the aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. They can ask you in the examination, name the products that are being released when the breakdown of glucose takes place in the presence of oxygen, or in the absence of oxygen, or in the lack of oxygen. So they can ask this type of questions related to this particular concept. And you also have to know about the circulation part. When I talk about the circulation part, see, human heart Diagram is the one important thing, and followed by you must know about the double circulation and the blood vessels functions. So when I talk about blood vessels, there are arteries, veins and capillaries. You must know the functions of it and the difference between arteries and capillaries. Okay, and when I talk about transportation in plants, you must know about the functions of xylem, transpiration and its advantages. So these are the transportation in plants concepts. And now when I talk about excretion, you have to learn about explain the structure and the function of nephron. You can also expect some give reasons question in excretion part and also some other parts of life process, dear students. See, some of the give reasons questions are, see, terrestrial organisms breathe faster compared to aquatic organisms. Give reason. Or they can ask why it is important to separate the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Or they can ask why does the muscle cramps occur. Or they can ask arteries have thick walls. Give reason. So such kind of give reason questions can be asked in the examination. Okay, so these are the important concepts that you have to study without fail from the lesson life process. Dear students, now let us go for the next lesson, that is how do organisms reproduce. As resource persons said, when I talk about how do organisms reproduce, you have to learn only the sexual reproduction part. When I talk about sexual reproduction part, you have to learn why is sexual mode of reproduction important? What are the changes that takes place after the fertilization in flower? And you must learn about the male and female reproductive part and its functions, role of placenta, what happens when egg is not fertilized, and you have to learn about the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so you have to know, name the sexually transmitted diseases that spread through bacteria. Name the sexually transmitted diseases that spread through virus. And you have to learn about the contraceptive method which avoid the pregnancy. So these are the important concepts you have to focus when I talk about or when we talk about how do organisms reproduce lesson. Okay, moving to next our environment lesson. See, from our environment lesson, you have to know the concept called ecosystem, components of ecosystem, food chain and also the food web. You must know about the trophic levels, different trophic levels and examples for different trophic levels, and to identify the organisms which are present in the different trophic levels. And you must learn about the flow of energy is unidirectional. So this concept I have already explained in the crash course. I think you all have know that. Next, you must learn about the ozone layer. So the formation of ozone layer, depletion of ozone layer and the effects caused due to the depletion of ozone layer. Next concept you have to learn is biodegradable and also the non-biodegradable components, that is the compounds. Okay, so these many concepts you have to learn from the lesson our environment. My dear students, refer the previous year question papers that you will get an idea. Okay, you will get an idea that what are the different or the various types of questions which are being asked from the our environment lesson. Now let us focus towards the next question, that is control and coordination. See, when we talk about the control and coordination lesson, you have to learn the brain diagram. Okay, and followed by reflex action and reflex arc. So here diagrams will be not asked. Diagram based question will be asked from the reflex action and reflex arc. You must know the schematic representation of the reflex arc and the different parts present in the reflex arc and its functions. These many concepts you have to learn. Okay. Next, in control and coordination, you have to learn about the plant hormones and their functions. There are 4 plant hormones. All the 4 plant hormones, auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, all the 4 plant hormones you have to learn and you want to know their functions. Followed by the plant movement you must learn. See, when I talk about plant movement, you have to learn about the growth dependent movement and also the growth independent movement. Okay. Followed by next concept from this particular lesson is the tropic movements. So when I talk about tropic movements, dear students, you have to learn about the phototropic movements, geotropic, hydrotropic, chemotropic. Here you want to know the positive and also the negative tropic movements of the each and every part of the plant. Okay, followed by you have to learn about animal hormones. When I talk about animal hormones, you must know about the endocrine glands. Okay, the glands which add their secretions directly into the blood, we will call it as endocrine glands. You want to know the different endocrine glands present in your body and their functions is important. Okay, so resource person say major important concept which are delivered in Akashavani program are very important. You have to learn for your examination. Followed by heredity and evolution. When we look at heredity and evolution lesson, you have to learn about Mendel's monohybrid and also the dihybrid cross. See, in examination they can ask two types of the checkerboards, that is monohybrid or dihybrid, by giving the different characteristics. When we look at monohybrid, you can expect tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, or red flower or pink flower. We can also cross like red flower with the white flower. Small r sometimes is being given as white flower or sometimes as pink flower. When we look at dihybrid, round yellow, wrinkled green, or tall red with dwarf pink or dwarf white. Okay, or you can say tall round with the dwarf wrinkle. So like this, different contrasting characters they may give. Especially in Mendel's monohybrid, they ask about F2 generation checkerboard, followed by dihybrid checkerboard. Completely you have to learn, and their phenotypic ratios and also the genotypic ratios. Followed by next concept you have to learn from this particular lesson is determination of sex of the child by the father. Okay, next, factors responsible for the evolution, homologous and analogous organs, acquired traits and inherited traits, factors responsible for speciation, tools for finding the evolutionary relationship in the human beings. So these are the very important concepts that you have to focus and learn from the heredity and evolution lesson. And whatever the concept which I have discussed now is very important, which is being said in All India Radio program, my dear students. See, your question paper pattern will be 888-941. That means 8 multiple choice question, 8 1-mark question, 8 2-mark question, 9 3-mark question, 4 4-mark question, and 1 5-mark question, which will be asked either from biology or chemistry or from the physics. So, as I said you, from biology, you can easily score 27 marks. And only by studying the life process, how do organisms reproduce and our environment, you get maximum marks. That is 6 plus 4 plus 5, 15 marks you will get. Okay, if any students are finding difficult to study all the lessons from the biology, you can choose any 3 lessons which you feel easy and you can practice for your examination. Okay, so this is what is been discussed related to biology part in All India Radio program for your science examination preparation for 2022 board examination. Dear students, I hope you found this video useful. If you find this video useful, do share with your friends. So in the next video, I will be uploading the chemistry and also followed by the physics. Thank you so much for watching this video and kindly subscribe to my channel.